Hello everyone and welcome to the side quest of Hogwarts Mystery Secrets of Godric's Hallow. Barnes warns you that Merula hopes to find and steal the Sword of Gryffindor while everyone is preparing for the Halloween feast. Your effort to stop her bring you to an important Wizarding World location. It's time to carve our pumpkins and prepare for our feast. Is that the first thing? Yeah, I think so. So 4 parts, which we can at least win 4 Hogwarts cards with. Chocolate 4 cards. I don't know. Wizarding cards. All kinds of cards. Anyhow. Me Penny. It makes this sound good. The Halloween Fest has a fascinating history. Then again, so does everything at Hogwarts. Hogwarts is fascinating. So many Halloween pranks to pull before the feast, so little time. I hope there are beds at the feast this year. To look at, not to eat. Maybe you could dress up like Batman or something. That would be really cool if you did that, Barnaby. Thanks for coming, Melody. The Halloween feast is soon, and I thought we add our own personal touch. What did you have in mind? My favorite part of the feast is seeing all the pumpkins floating overhead, lit up with beautiful candles. So I thought we could carve our own. It will be an easy, fun way to make the beloved Halloween even better. I have everything we need. You just have to decide what do you want your pumpkin to look like. I'm gonna go with Hagrid. I just want to see how it turns out. I think I will try my hand at Hagrid. Oh, he will be so pleased. And this beard will be a delightful challenge. Quick, let's draw on our pencils and begin. We will be there soon to carve the hall. Ben, what's wrong? Would you like to carve a pumpkin for the Halloween feast with us? That might cheer you up. There is no time to carve pumpkins. Something horrible is about to happen. If we don't stop Merula immediately, there might not even be a Halloween feast this year. Slow down, Ben. Why wouldn't we have a feast? I've heard Merula's plan to do something terrible, and if she's successful, the feast will be cancelled for sure. I'm sure we can help, Ben. Just tell us everything you've heard and we'll figure out a plan. For years I've heard whisperings about an Indonesian night family tradition. What are you all whispering about? You better not be planning to prank me. I'm not planning a prank. Merula may know where the Sword of Gryffindor is hidden. People have been preparing for the feast for weeks. Merula has been acting quite dodgy lately. Is a ghost technically a magical creature? If so, I love Halloween. I don't think that you can call a ghost a magical creature. I suppose my pumpkin will have to wait until the feast is secure. Merula is successful. There will be too much chaos for a Halloween feast. What are you all whispering about? You better not be planning to prank me. People have been preparing for the feast for weeks. Merula has plans to steal the Sword of Gryffindor. Merula has been stopped before she ruined the feast. Merula has been acting quite dodgy lately. Is a ghost technically a magical creature? If so, I love Halloween. And out of energy. I overheard Merula whispering with Ismelda about the Sword of Gryffindor. For years I've been heard whispers about an insidious Knight family drama or something. Couldn't read the last word. I suppose my pumpkin will have to wait until the feast is secure. Ben may know where Merula may know where the Sword of Gryffindor is hidden. If Merula is successful, there will be too much chaos for a Halloween feast. People have been preparing for the last few weeks. What are you all whispering about? You better not be planning to prank me. Merula plans to steal the Sword of Gryffindor. Merula has been acting quite dodgy lately. Merula must be stopped before she ruins the feast. I should be able to find 2 energies in the castle. Two. Where the second one? Wait a minute, let me just go here. Finally. I overheard Merula whispering with Ismelda about the sword of Gryffindor. You are saying Ismelda plans to steal the sword of Gryffindor as part of a Knight family tradition? Yes, I've heard she's planning to sneak off with Ismelda while they are all distracted with feast preparations. Oh, I wish she would leave well enough alone. But aren't the swords whereabouts unknown? That's what I read in Bathilda's Becheld's A History of Magic. And the Knights have tried and failed to find the sword for years, but it seems Merula has new information. Don't worry though, I may know how we could stop her. If we find the sword before she does, perhaps she won't be able to steal it. Or if you could find the sword before she does, Bellady, I'm more of an ID wizard. Before you do anything drastic, perhaps you should try talking to Merula. Tell her she is putting one of her most beloved Hogwarts traditions at risk by trying to steal the sword. You really think she'll listen? There's a first time for everything. Of course she will listen. Even a grim like Merula could hate to see the Halloween feast cancelled. Perhaps, but you better hurry. I just saw Merula with Esmeralda in the courtyard, looking quite scammy. They could depart at any moment. I will go now and see if I can get her to listen to reason. And not to put any undue pressure on you, Bellady, but we are all counting on you to save the Halloween feast, so good luck. I won't let Merula ruin our beloved Hogwarts tradition. I will head to the courtyard now and put a stop to this. Merula and Ismail are in the courtyard. Hurry. Centuries of searching and no one could figure out what back to source really meant. So we are leaving tonight, because if we are, I have some cobwebs to hem for the feast first. Would you stop talking about the blessed Halloween feast for 1 second? And don't rush me. As soon as I have what I need, we will be on our way. And the Sword of Gryffindor? Don't you have better things to do than go around spying on people? Oh, I forget. You don't. I'm not spying. I'm here to stop you from stealing the Sword of Gryffindor. The Sword of Gryffindor? What makes you think I want to steal the sword? Ben told me. Ben told me about your family tradition. Plus, I've just overheard you talking with Ismelda. So there is no use denying it, Merula. Copper, that little shift puffler, if I said that right, should learn to keep his trap shut, or I will have to shut it for him. Leave Ben alone and give up this dangerous search. Let's say you're right and the Sword of Gryffindor is within my grasp, and don't see any reason I shouldn't take it. You think the fact that someone is dangerous will stop the most powerful witch at Hogwarts? She's really full of herself. I will tell you exactly why you shouldn't steal the Sword of Gryffindor, Merula. But I will tell you that some other time because I need more energy for that. Gryffindor said he was the best duelist of the time, but it was all the sword. Snide don't quit. Once we've decided to do something, we do it. Gryffindor House won't take this lightly. The only way to stop Merula will be to find the sword first, which is impossible. If Dumbledore finds out, he will cancel the feast for sure. I didn't start to hunt for the sword, but if I wanted, I could finish it. You may be a quitter, but Merula isn't. Godric Gryffindor thought he was so great, but who is he without the sword? I understand you are worried about the feasibility, but I can't let that stop me. The perfect sword belongs to the great living witches and wizards. If I want it, I will have it. But no other knight has been able to find the sword, Merula. Exactly. If I succeed where they couldn't, I will be more than the most powerful witch at Hogwarts. I will be the most powerful knight. So there is nothing I can stop you from hunting the Sword of Gryffindor. Finally, we understand each other. Then, if you won't listen to reason, I will have to find another way to stop you. Is it a little late for that? We're only one step away from learning where the sword is hidden. Ismelda, shut your gob. I'm handling this. I wouldn't recommend any lesser witches get in my way, Swan. There will be serious consequences for those who do. It seems Merula won't listen to reason, so perhaps Ben was right. The only way to save the enemies will be to find the Sword of Gryffindor before she does. Hurry, Ben is in the corridor, and he is eager to learn what happened. You were right, Ben. Merula won't be reasoned with. I couldn't talk to her out of trying to steal the sword. In fact, Ismail said they are about to learn where the sword is hidden. If they do, they will head straight there. But perhaps our only option to save the Halloween feast is to find the sword before Merula does. You could keep it safe until the feast is over, then return it to Dumbledore. But how will we find the sword before Merula? She has a big head start. I've been thinking about this for a long time. Actually, I do have an idea. Let's hear it. Merula thinks she knows where the sword is, but I think she's searching in the wrong place. What do you mean? According to rumor, the Snides have obsessed over the same clue for centuries. Years ago, some Snides read that they will find the sword if they went back to the sewers. That's what I overheard Merula said to Esmeralda in the courtyard. Perfect. Perfect. Snides think that the clue has something to do with the goblins who forged the sword. But I think the Snides, my sister pretended the clue. I don't know where the sword is, but I do know something the Snides haven't looked into. Let me explain. First, I need some more energy for that. If I didn't want something to find something, I wouldn't keep it with me. We need to learn anything we can about Godric Gryffindor. It's not hard to believe the Snides has been looking in the wrong place. Godric Gryffindor was the original owner of the sword, but also its only owner. Keep your voice down. Gryffindor might hear us and tell Dumbledore. What could the source refer to, if not the goblins who forged the sword? Sword's whereabouts have been a mystery since Godric Gryffindor passed. We need to learn everything we can about Godric Gryffindor. It's not hard to believe the Snides have been looking in the wrong place. Sword was forged for Godric Gryffindor. He always owned it. You are saying perhaps the Snides couldn't find the sword among the goblins who forged it. And the source may not refer to the goblins at all, but to the sword's one and only owner, Godric Gryffindor. Exactly. There's no information about the sword after his death, so perhaps the sword is buried with him. Do we know where Gryffindor is buried? I don't, but I'm sure it's in a book somewhere. Probably at Godric's end, I think. And if we learn where Gryffindor is buried, perhaps we will find the sword before Merula. If we hope to find his grave or his tribe, we will probably need to know a lot about Gryffindor. So Hufflepuff, do you know anything at all about Godric Gryffindor? He was one of the 4 founders of Hogwarts. Godric Gryffindor was one of the Hogwarts 4 originally founders. Correct, he founded the school years ago with Celeste Slytherin, Lorraine Ravenclaw, and Helga Hufflepuff. Alright, so you know a little about Gryffindor. It's a start. But we'll need to dig more if we hope to uncover any clues this night haven't. And time is running out. I will get Penny and head to the library. She has a good eye for detail, and she will be happy to help save the feast. We will research Godric Gryffindor, and if we learn where he is buried, perhaps we will find the Sword of Gryffindor. We are open for now, but you better hurry. I'll have to clean again soon. The library, I must have taken a wrong turn somewhere. I wonder if anyone would notice if I took a quick nap under the table. Oh, Merula is also studying. Probably looking things up for his sword, I meant. Remember to study with your eyes and not with your mouth. Thanks for meeting me, Penny. Merula won't listen to reason. She left us no choice but to find the Sword of Gryffindor ourselves. At least you tried, and I'm happy to do whatever I can to help you save the Halloween feast. Great, we need to research Godric Gryffindor. Ben thinks the Knights have been searching in the wrong place. He believes back to source refers to Godric Gryffindor, the original owner of the sword. If we can learn where Gryffindor is buried, we may still be able to find it before Merula does. Speaking of Merula, look. Merula hasn't left yet. Smart must still be safe. This is our chance to pull ahead. Since she's right over there, she may spot us. If she does, should we keep a low profile or let her know we are on our tail? Let's make it clear we are on our tail. If she tries to leave before us, let's make sure she knows we are right behind her. We will get into her head. Brilliant. If we apply a little pressure, we can throw her off her game. And now for the fun part, reading. Each of the books I've built mention Godric Gryffindor, and they are all classics. Let's look for clues about Gryffindor's past to where he may be buried. If Ben is right, we will find the sword there. We don't need some more energy for it. Godric Gryffindor was victorious in countless duels. Did you know Godric Gryffindor was the original owner of the Sorting Hat? Yeah, I did. While Godric's Hallow was the birthplace of Harry Potter as well as Gryffindor. I can tell if I appreciate the thirst for knowledge or if I'm suspicious of it. Gryffindor's birthplace was the site of he will not be name's downfall. This book says Gryffindor was originally from Godric's Hallow. Dumbledore and Gryffindor both grew up in Godric's Hallow, though years apart. Godric's Hallow was named after Gryffindor as it was his childhood home. If I ever meet the author of one of these, I should thank them for recording all this. Godric Gryffindor accomplished many great things. Godric's Hallow is the home of a famous cemetery. Do you know Godric Gryffindor was the original owner of the Sorting Hat? Godric Gryffindor was victorious in countless duels. And dat energy. I can tell if I appreciate their thirst for knowledge or if I am suspicious of it. Wow, Godric's Hallow was the birthplace of Harry Potter as well as Gryffindor. This book says Gryffindor was originally from Godric's Hallow. Gryffindor's birthplace was the site of he who must be named downfall. Godric's Hallow was named after Gryffindor as it was his childhood home. Dumbledore and Gryffindor both grew up in Godric's Hallow, though years apart. If I ever meet the author of one of these, I should thank him for recording all this. Godric's Hallow is the home of a famous cemetery. Godric's Hallow accomplished many great things. Almost everything read about Godric Gryffindor mentioned his birthplace, Godric's Hallow. It's also where Dumbledore grew up and where the Potters lived. Not to mention it's where he who must not be named was defeated. It's clearly a place that draws powerful witches and wizards of all kinds. And Gryffindor's childhood home may very well be what is back to the source refers to. Not to mention there is a famous cemetery there. Gryffindor could be buried there. But if you travel to Godric's Hallow and you don't find the sword, Merula could find it elsewhere in the meantime. I wish there was some way to know for sure. Reading up Godric Gryffindor, are you? So much for your head start, Merula. We are right behind you. Or good luck reading that whole stack of books fun. I suppose they say knowledge is power. Personally, I've got a date with the Sword of Gryffindor, and that's all the power I need. She must believe she's located the sword. I just wish we know where she was headed. Now Merula always leaves all her books out on the table for the pins to put away. So rude. But perhaps we could take a peek and see what Merula's been reading. Brilliant, Penny. Look at Merula's research will tell us exactly what she knows and where she headed. Miriam's spectacle. They are all the same title we have been reading. Which means Merula was researching Godric Gryffindor too. And look, here's a book I looked for, but I couldn't find. Merula must have pulled it before I showed up. It's a rare account of Gryffindor's childhood, and dear me, she tore out the page on where he was born. Penny, you realize what this means, don't you? Merula is incredibly disrespectful of the library. That too. If Merula is stealing Gryffindor's childhood, her search must be have led to the same place as ours. Godric's Hallow. You're right, Ben did say Merula had new information. She may have realized exactly what we just did. She believes back to the source refers to Gryffindor's childhood village. She will be headed straight there. So Merula not as far ahead of us as she thought, and there's still time to find the sword before she does. If you do, you will save the feast. It will save the feast. How exciting! Since it was his idea, and he is a Gryffindor, I will go get Ben. You're off to Godric's Hallow to find that sword. Your search for Godric's Hallow brings you to both the home of Bathilda Beggles and the infamous graveyard, where you find a crypt bearing the Gryffindor's crest. I'm nearly ready for our trip. Godric's Hallow, I will send you an owl soon. Okay, I will see you in an hour or two. Can you believe it, Betty? It's the birthplace of Godric Gryffindor, the childhood home of Albus Dumbledore. It's Godric Hallow. Merula must be around somewhere. We saw her books in the library, so we know she was headed this way. Actually, she's right here. With Ismelda. I know you tried to follow me, so I led you all the way to Godric's Hallow, as far from the sword as you could get. But I thought you said... Shut up, Ismelda. Oh, right, yeah, of course. The sword is quite far away. Exactly. And now that you and that blabbermouth Cooper have wasted what little time you had left, you can swallow your pride, return to Hogwarts, and pretend everything is fine, while I go get the sword. Or you can spend the rest of the night trying to stop me and still lose. Whichever you prefer. I don't know if Merula would travel all the way to Godric's Hallow just to tell us the sword isn't here. And if she isn't the sword is far, and if she is insisting the sword is far away, perhaps that means we are actually very close. You may be right. Since we are here, let's search the area and look for any evidence of Gryffindor or the sword. I wonder who the residence experience on all the things in Godric Hallow would be. No sign of Merula or Ismelda. We should talk to the local, someone who knows a lot about Godric Hallows. Bathilda Biggets is giving a reading here soon. Apparently she is local. Bathilda Biggets must live nearby. Her books are in the local outdoors section. It's nice to be spending time with you, Bellady, but I'm getting nervous. We should talk to someone who is familiar with the town. This bookshelf has dozens of books by Matilda Bergsholt. Don't know how to pronounce that last name. So far I don't see anything about the Sword or Godric Gryffindor. It wouldn't be nice if the Sword just appeared. Wouldn't it be nice? Godric Hallow has been home to many important witches and wizards. I wonder who the resident experts on all the things in Godric Hallow would be. No sign of Merula or Ismelda. Bathilda Bergsholt is giving a reading here soon. Apparently she is local. Bathilda Bergsholt must live nearby. Her books are in the local outdoor section. And out of energy. But I got another 50. We should talk to the local, someone who knows a lot about Godric Hallow. We should talk to someone who is familiar with the town. It's nice to be spending time with you, Bellady, but I'm getting nervous. So far I don't see anything about the Sword or Godric Gryffindor. Wouldn't it be nice if the Sword just appeared? This bookshelf has dozens of books by Bathilda Bergsholt. I wonder who the resident expert on all the things in Godric Hallow would be. Bathilda Bergsholt is giving a reading here soon. Apparently she is local. Bathilda Bergsholt must live nearby. Her books are in the local outdoor section. Godric Hallow has been home to many important witches and wizards. We should talk to a local, someone who knows a lot about Godric Hallow. No sign of Merula or Ismelda. It's nice to be spending time with you, Bellady, but I'm getting nervous. We should talk to someone who is familiar with the town. Wouldn't it be nice if the Sword just appeared? This bookshop has dozens of books by Bathilda Bergsholt. I wonder who the resident experts on all the things in Godric Hallow would be. So far I don't see anything about the Sword or Godric Gryffindor. Bathilda Bergsholt must live nearby. Her books are in the local outdoor section. Bathilda Bergsholt is giving a reading here soon. Apparently she is local. And out of energy. We should talk to a local, someone who knows a lot about Godric Hallow. Godric Hallow has been home to many important witches and wizards. It's nice to be spending time with you, Bellady, but I'm getting nervous. Wouldn't it be nice if the Sword just appeared? This bookshop has a dozen of books by Bathilda Bergsholt. No sign of Merula or Ismelda. I wonder who is the resident expert on all the things in Godric Hallow would be. You should talk to someone who's familiar with the town. Bathilda Bergsholt must live nearby. Her books are in the local artist section. According to the notice in the bookshop window, Godric's Hallow is home to renowned author Bathilda Bashold. She is an historian and a local, and as far as hidden anywhere in Godric's Hallow, I bet she know about it. She may be able to point us the right direction, but I've heard the authors can be very sensitive. If you know her work, perhaps she'd be more inclined to help us. In which of the books did Bashold write? Magical Me, A History of Magic, or the Monster Book of Monsters, A History of Magic? The answer is A History of Magic. It's one of the most widely read books. In fact, Penny mentioned it just this afternoon. That's correct. A History of Magic is a beloved work by Bathilda Bashold. Alright, Bashold will be flattered you know her and her work. But if we are going to visit her, we should probably still be careful with what we say. What do you mean? Is she dangerous? In a way, at least to Hogwarts students in Godric's Hallow without their headmaster's permission. Of course, she could know of Dumbledore. He did grow up here after all. If she learns why we are here, she may tell him. Then he will punish us, and it would be our fault if the feast was cancelled. As she is a historian, we could tell her we are writing a report on the sword. I bet she'd be thrilled to help two young students writing a thorough historical report. Brilliant. If you listen closely, perhaps you will reveal if you come to the right place. Let's hurry to Bathilda Bashold's home. If she helps us find the sword before Merula, we can save the feast. Come join me for tea while it is hot. I will answer any questions you have. Thank you for inviting us into your beautiful home, Madame Bashold. Your timing couldn't be better. I have just put the kettle on. You said you were working on some kind of report? Yes, on the Sword of Gryffindor. Have you seen it? Don't mind him. He gets overexcited about schoolwork. It's an honor to meet you and to be in the house where you wrote the beloved A History of Magic. A fan of the classics, are you? Everyone is a fan of that one. I was discussing it with a friend this morning as we carved pumpkins for the feast. Splendid. I spent many hours writing A History of Magic, right over there. I'd be happy to talk with you about your report with me. With me flattered will get you everywhere. Brilliant. We only have a few kitchens. As a famous author, you must get lots of visitors. You may be surprised that their writers are often less celebrated than their subjects, Miss Swan. You know me? I always keep my ears open for tales of promising young witches. How does it make you feel to know people are out here telling your story? I love it. I love when people talk about my accomplishments. I'm proud of them. From what I've heard, you have plenty to be proud of. Now, why don't you tell me why you are really here? To write a report, of course? You don't perform as many interviews as I have without learning to spot a lie. If you want my help, you will need to start with the truth. But you promise you won't tell Dumbledore? Ben? I promise if you tell me the truth now, you will save yourself a lot of trouble later. Alright, I will tell you why we are here in Godric's Hallow. Perhaps you will understand why we need your help. Yes, I could already start. Will that tea be ready soon? Our goal is to keep the Sword of Gryffindor safe. research into Godric's Gryffindor brought us here, to his childhood home. Tonight is a particularly dangerous night for a village with so many ghosts. I wonder how long it takes to write a whole book. We believe our nemesis is here in Godric's Hallow. We are hoping you can tell us if the Sword of Gryffindor is hidden in town. I am listening, tell me everything. Will the tea be ready soon? A fellow student has gotten it into her head to steal the Sword of Gryffindor. Godric's Hallow is a dangerous place for children to be wandering around alone. And out of energy. Our goal is to keep the Sword of Gryffindor safe. We need to help to prevent the Sword of Gryffindor from being stolen. I wonder how long it takes to write a book. Tonight is a particularly dangerous time for a village with so many ghosts. I'm listening, tell me everything. We believe our nemesis is here in Godric's Hallow. Our research into Godric's Gryffindor brought us here, to this childhood home. You are hoping you can tell us if the Sword of Gryffindor is hidden in town. Will the tea be ready soon? Godric's Hallow is a dangerous place for children to be wandering around alone. Someone has come to Godric's Hallow to steal the Sword of Gryffindor, but we hope to stop her. We are hoping you to tell us if the sword is here, so we can find it before she does. Oh no. You mustn't look for the Sword of Gryffindor in Godric's Hallow. It's too dangerous. And it is pernicious night for children to be wandering the graveyard. I told you two friends the same thing. Or two friends? Yes, the two witches who came by just before you. They weren't as charming as you, but I'm afraid I still can't help you. Oh, that's the tea. I will be back in a moment. Two witches she mentioned may have been Merula and Ismelda. Of course, and if they were here, they were lying to us before, which means we are on the right track. And while we still don't know if Gryffindor is buried here, or if the sword is with him, if Bethel told Merula not to go to the graveyard, that's exactly where she needed. Let's hurry there. The coast is clear. Let's go find Merula before there's more trouble. Happy Halloween, old friends and new friends. Boo! I've been outside in so long, I'm worried I've lost my tan. Well, there are really many ghosts. Bechels was right, this place is perilous. It's teeming with ghosts. Let's find either Merula or the sword quick, so we can hurry back to Hogwarts before the feast is cancelled. Fan out and look for evidence. If you don't find the sword, we can still stop Merula in time to save the feast. But I need more energy for that. These scout smokes are warm to the touch, so they must be quite fresh. Merula must be somewhere nearby. She can't have gone far. The ghost seems to be in high spirits tonight. The large script bears the Gryffindor's crest, but there is no name on it. As the sword is in the graveyard, Merula may have already found it. This is not where I imagined I spent my Halloween. What a time to be alive, or dead I mean. The crest could mean a Gryffindor was buried here, perhaps even Godric. I've never seen so many ghosts. Someone must have used magic to try open this crypt. I even have grace in the ghosts are going to wander about like this. And out of energy. The crypt has no door, but it is covered in scorch marks. The scorch marks are warm to the touch, so they must be quite fresh. Merula must be somewhere nearby. She can't have gone far. That script bears the Gryffindor crest, but there is no name on it. The ghost seems to be in high spirits tonight. If the sword is in the graveyard, Merula may have already found it. What a time to be alive or dead. Boo! This is not where I imagined I spent my Halloween. The crest could mean a Gryffindor was buried here, perhaps even Godric. I even have grace if the ghosts are going to wander about like this. I've never seen so many ghosts. These sword marks are warm to the touch, so they must be quite fresh. And out of energy. The large script bears the Gryffindor's crest, but there is no name on it. What a time to be alive, or dead I mean. Boo! This is nowhere I imagined I spent my Halloween. Someone must have used magic to try to open this crypt. The crest could mean a Gryffindor was buried here, perhaps even Godric. The crypt has no door, but it is covered in scorch marks. The crypt has no name on it, but it is covered in fresh scorch marks. Perhaps someone tried to force it open. And by someone, I'm guessing you mean Merula? It seems that way, and if she tried to open the crypt, she must believe the sword is in there. The crypt has no name, but it bears the Gryffindor's crest. Do you think that means the crypt belongs to Godric Gryffindor himself? Absolutely. It has to be his. Gryffindor was from Godric's Hallow, after all, and this crypt is clearly for an important person. If that is his crypt, it is possible Merula was successful, and she already has the sword. I wish there was some way to know for sure. One of these codes might be to tell us more about what happened here. Perhaps you could ask them. You're right, they have been here all night. After all, I will talk to one and find out if they saw anything strange. Excuse me, have you seen anyone walk around the graveyard tonight, perhaps with a big fancy sword? A sword, my word. There haven't been any swords around here in ages. It's a good thing though, as swords are quite dangerous. I was sliced in half by one during my mortal days. Alright, if there is no sword, have you seen anyone else in the graveyard tonight? Of course, look around. Right. How about anyone living? Just the usual Halloween well-wishers. There were 2 before you, come to think of it. We are not looking for well-wishers exactly, but you saw 2, you say. Yes, but these 2 well-wishers were much more cantankerous than you average well-wishers. Come to think of it, all I did was gross, try some magic, then storm off. Old behavior, if you ask me. Cantankerous, storm off, that sounds a little bit like Merula. If that is the crypt of Godric Gryffindor and she failed to open it, it means the sword could be in there. Perhaps it's not too late to get this crypt open and take the sword before she does. We save the feast. That's easier said than done. I'm not sure how you open a crypt with no door. Come to think of it, talking to the ghost may have given me an idea. Well, it gave me a nervous hives. There is someone who could help us open Gryffindor's crypt, and he's hanging on the wall at Hogwarts. Let's go talk to Godric Gryffindor. If he can help us open that crypt, we could still save the feast. I hear you want to speak with me. All in good time. I will let you know when I'm free. Okay. But you are hanging in a portrait. What things do you have to do then? Anyway, we will just wait. Godric, I've just come from Godric's Hallow and I have an urgent quest for you. Can you wait until after the Halloween feast? I'm about to judge a Godric Gryffindor costume contest, the first I have put together in my honor. If you don't talk now, there might not even be a Halloween feast. Oh my, well that's important. A student named Merula may have located the Sword of Gryffindor and she plans to steal it. Who plans to do what? We found a crypt in Godric's Hallow that bears the Gryffindor crest and Merula may have tried to open. My friend Ben and I are looking for her now and she's trying to slow her down while I talk with you. Under no circumstance should anyone open that crypt. I understand, and I have tried to reason with her, but she refused to listen. We believe the only thing left to do is to find the sword before she does and keep it safe. Will you help me? So, it's you who wants to steal my sword. No, you have misunderstood. I don't want to steal it. You just said you want to find it. Before she does, please let me explain. I'm sure I can convince you. My intentions are pure and I only want to help. You will just have to trust that I'm on your side. I only want to protect the sword. As soon as I heard Merula was hoping to steal the sword, I tried to stop her. You don't look like a thief. They usually have a particular twinkle in their eye. I have nothing but respect for you and your sword. You do seem sincere. I appreciate that in a student. I've been running around all night trying to keep the sword safe. I'm a very good judge of character and I judge you interesting. The Sword of Gryffindor isn't mine to steal, nor it is this or students. You will have to trust that I'm on your side. I only want to protect the sword. If Merula steals the sword, the Halloween feast could be cancelled. You don't look like a thief. They usually have a particular twinkle in their eye. As soon as I heard Merula was hoping to steal the sword, I tried to stop her. I have nothing but respect for you and your sword. And I'm out of energy. You seem sincere. I appreciate that in a student. I've been running around all night trying to keep the sword safe. I'm very good judging of character and I judge you interesting. The Sword of Gryffindor isn't mine to steal, nor is it this other student's. You will just have to trust that I'm on your side. I only want to protect the sword. If Merula steals the sword, then the Fiend feast could be cancelled. You don't look like a thief. They usually have a particular twinkle in their eye. As soon as I heard Merula was hoping to steal the sword, I tried to stop her. You do seem sincere. I appreciate it in a student. Alright, because you have clearly worked hard to track this other student down and stop her, I believe that your intuitions are pure. So you will help me? Before I do, you must demonstrate one last thing. You say you want to help me and protect my sword, but I wonder how well you really know Godric Gryffindor. What was my most celebrated skill? Dancing, dueling, or Quidditch? Dueling. You were a renowned dueler? One of the very best, thanks to my beloved sword. Thank you for remembering. Now will you help me? I will do my best. Tell me what you'd like to know. I'd like to know where your sword is hidden, so I can find it before it is stolen and save the feast. I'm afraid I can't tell you where the sword is hidden. Only that it is not where your friend think it is. You're saying the sword isn't buried in Godric's Hallow? The sword will remain hidden until the day it appears to a true Gryffindor in need. For now, and who seek it for personal gain shall meet a terrible fate. That's what I like to prevent. If this other student meets a terrible fate, so will the Halloween feast. And will it be a bad film for the other student as well? I assure you, your friend will be alright. As long as she doesn't open the crypt you mentioned. But Gryffindor, that may be exactly what she plans to do. We saw a scorch mark that suggests she already tried. Oh, that would be very bad indeed. Fine, if you won't tell me about the sword, you could at least tell me about the crypt, please, Godric. What's inside? How do you open it? Nice try, but I won't fall for it. I trust you are not after my sword, but I won't be tricked into revealing the crypt passphrase again. Again? You are saying someone already tricked you? Tricked isn't exactly the right word. But your two friends did mention to get me to reveal the passphrase before I realized what I had done. My two friends? Oh no, not again. If Merula knows how to open the crypt, she like headed straight there. Let's hope that doesn't happen. That would be very bad. Potentially fate among other nasty things. Blimey, you've got to return to Godric's Hallow and stop Merula from opening the crypt before it is too late. You and Merula get more than you bargained for when the king of the goblin emerged from the crypt in Godric's Hallow and placed the curse on Merula. Can you lift the curse and save the feast before it is too late? Let's go, we have to stop Merula from opening the crypt. Thanks for meeting me so fast, Ben. Merula tricked Gryffindor's protect into revealing the crypt passphrase. So I believe she's headed straight back here to open it. We have to stop her, or Gryffindor says something terrible will happen. Oh no, Bellady, we are too late, look! So all you have to do is say the passphrase and the crypt will open. That's what the passphrase is. You say it to get past. Wait, Merula, don't. You again? You've been busy in my ear like a billywig all night. You can't open the crypt under any circumstance. That's where you're wrong. Thanks to Gryffindor draft portrait, I can open the crypt. And when I do, I'll prove I'm not the only most powerful witch at Hogwarts. I'm the most powerful knight. Merula, that isn't what you think. The Sword of Gryffindor isn't buried here. Nice try, Billy, but I invent that trick remembered. This isn't a trick. Let me explain before it is too late. I need some more energy for that. Every word that comes out of your mouth sounds like jealousy to me. If the sword is not there, maybe there's something else of value. Honestly, son, you have been spending too much time with Cooper. Gryffindor said the sword will only appear to a true Gryffindor in need. Gryffindor said those who seek to sword for personal gain face great peril. Gryffindor warned me, if you open that crypt, you put us all at risk. If the sword is not there, the crypt holds something else. You just can't handle the fact that I got here first. Ask yourself, doesn't this feel a little too easy? All this winning only makes me want to open the crypt more. Every word that comes out of your mouth sounds like jealousy to me. If the sword is not in there, maybe there's something else of value. And out of energy. Honestly, son, you have been spending too much time with Cooper. Gryffindor said those who seek the sword for personal gain face great peril. I know we disagree on a lot, but I'm only trying to help you. If the sword is not here, the crypt holds something else. You just can't handle the fact that I got here first. Gryffindor portrait wouldn't say where the sword is, only that it isn't here. All this whining only makes me want to open the crypt more. Every word that comes out of your mouth sounds like jealousy to me. If the sword is not in there, maybe there is something else of value. Merula, for the last time, the sword is not in a crypt, which means something else is, something dangerous. Whatever it is, Gryffindor's portrait said it would bring great peril. Oh, great peril, that's what someone says when they are hiding something. Worth stealing, son. I seek the Sword of Gryffindor, the perfect sword for the perfect witch. Pede Puna Claudo. Pede Puna Claudo. Nothing happened. Pede Puna Claudo. Nothing happens. That passphrase was a lot of rubbish. Nothing happened. Perfect. Now, let's get out of here while we still hear all of our parts. Ooh, there is something. Who seek the Sword of Gryffindor? What is that? Yes, I'm here for the sword. Now give me that. Give me what I deserve. Merula? Very well. It's so bright. I can't see. I can't see anything. What have you done to her? I've made an example of her. She came looking for the Sword of Gryffindor. Instead, she found Ruknuk. If I promise I've learned my lesson, can I leave? Where is everyone? I can't see. There's something on my face, but I can't get it off. We are here, Merula. We are here with you. Oh, you are with her, are you? Does that mean you have gone searching For my sword as well? No, I don't want the sword. I want nothing to do with the sword. I came to stop Merula from opening the crypt. It's a shame that you failed, but some witches have to learn their lesson the hard way. Now go, unless you want to end up like your friend. You can't leave her like this. Wait, is he coming? What's happening now? Perhaps it's obscure. Let's conjure a blindfold. Perhaps, and if it is, there's sure to be a counter curse. That's exactly why Bathilda Bessel told us to stay away from the graveyard. I have to do something, Melody. This is all your fault. How is this suddenly my fault? What? Melody warned you to not open that crypt. We thought nicking the sword would get the feast cancelled. But if Dumbledore learns the student is cursed, the Halloween feast is history. Who cares about the stupid feast? I can't see. Someone get this off me. You might not care, but the rest of the school does. That's why we have been chasing you around all night. We are wasting time. We need to bring Merula to someone who can help her. Unless you know someone close by, our time is up. We do know someone nearby, like you said, Ben. Beggles told us the graveyard was dangerous. That means she may know about this curse, and she may be able to help us. I will talk Merula to Bathilda Bessel right away. There is still time to break the curse and save the feast. I'm home. I understand you need help, but it's something urgent. Rowena Ravenclaw. Nice. Madame Basselt, we have just come from the graveyard. Everything you warned us about came true. Merula used the passphrase to open the crypt bearing the Gryffindor crest, but instead of finding the sword, a goblin ghost emerged and cursed Merula. Oh dear me. Our friend have hurried back to Hogwarts, where it is safe, but Merula needs your help immediately. I warned you both not to go into the graveyard and not to pursue the sword. And I understand the two of you completely ignored my warning and opened the crypt together. It's not my fault. It was all Merula. I had nothing to do with it. It was all Merula. Like you even could have opened it. I'm the one who outsmarted Godric Gryffindor and got the passphrase. Yes, you look very wise indeed. Now tell me about this ghost you saw. You said his name was Ragnar, and we thought he might have used Obscuro. Ragnar, of course. The ghost you encountered was no mere goblin. That was the ghost of Ragnar, king of the goblins. It didn't smell like royalty. Hold your tongue. Ragnar is a very powerful creature, and this is not some simple obscure curse. This curse is unique to Ragnar, so only Ragnar will be able to reverse it. What does that mean? I'm still like this? It means this matter is now between you and Ragnar. What do we do, Madame Basselt? I will tell you all I know about your fool. Then perhaps we can devise a plan for what to do next. But I need some more energy for that. Even blindfolded, I'm still the most powerful witch at Hogwarts. Ragnar did seem very bitter, and he did not appreciate visitors. Ragnar was not only the king of the goblins, he was a master silversmith. I could still defeat Ragnar in a duel. Want me to prove it? Ragnar was the one who originally forced the Sword of Gryffindor. I must be using the crypt with the Gryffindor crest as a lure. To help your friend, you must confront Ragnar again. Even blindfolded, I'm still the most powerful witch at Hogwarts. Ragnar did seem very bitter, and he did not appreciate visitors. A husky dealing Ragnar is quite powerful. And out of energy. I could still defeat Ragnar in a duel. Want me to prove it? Great as he was, the sword as Ragnar's only perfect creation. We must be using that grip with the Gryffindor crest as a lure. To deal with Ragnar, you will need to understand how he thinks. Even blindfolded, I'm still the most powerful witch at Hogwarts. Ragnar did seem very bitter, and he did not appreciate visitors. Ragnar was not only the king of the goblins, he was a master silversmith. I could still defeat Ragnar in a duel. Want me to prove it? Ragnar was the only one who originally forged the Sword of Gryffindor. We must be using the grip with the Gryffindor crest as a lure. To help your friend, you must confront Ragnar again. Even blindfolded, I'm still the most powerful witch at Hogwarts. And out of energy. Ragnar did seem very bitter, and he did not appreciate visitors. I could still defeat Ragnar in a duel. Want me to prove it? It's risky dueling with Ragnar. He is quite powerful. He must be using that grip with the Gryffindor crest as a lure. Great as he was, the sword was Ragnar's only perfect creation. Even blindfolded, I'm still the most powerful witch at Hogwarts. So the ghost we encountered was not only a goblin king, he forged the Sword of Gryffindor. And it seems he used the grip with the Gryffindor crest as a lure, cursing whoever seeks the sword. I will do him, then he will lift the curse a bit. I wouldn't become that. Your first encounter didn't go so well. I let him win, so I could study his moves. Perhaps, but if you hope to break this curse, I advise a subtler approach. So, we will talk him to death? He's already dead, which means your challenge is more difficult. You must convince the ghost of Ragnar to change his mind. I have dealt with unruly ghosts before. It isn't always easy to get him to listen, but they will, if you know what to say. But before you can change Ragnar's mind, however, you must understand how he thinks. We know Ragnar is obsessed with the sword, but perhaps we should look a little more into why. Ghosts are often consumed by resentments they held in life. The more you know about Ragnar's history with the sword, the easier it will be to reason with the ghost. Can you tell us any more about him? Years ago, I may have been able to rattle off a few more facts, but these days I'm reading more and more on my nose. And sadly, most of those notes I use for history of magic are archived elsewhere. Then perhaps I should read a bit about Ragnar to learn more about his life and his relationship of the sword to the sword. Of course, the answer to almost any question in life is only as far as the right book. Then I will head back to the library and read everything I can about Ragnar and the sword. Perhaps then I will know exactly how to change his mind. And I'm coming with you. But you can't read. I can still help you think things through, and it is my face we are talking about. Besides, when it comes to real adventures, you know you need me, right? You can be useful. You have your uses. The most powerful is Hogwarts. I should hope so. I just try not to summon any more angry goblins, alright? If we manage to stay out of trouble, we may still be able to break the curse in time to save the feast. Now, let's head to the library so we can learn how to convince Ragnar to reverse your curse. I'm at the library. Let's get on with this before it is too late. Oh, what happened to Merula? That does not look good. The portrait of Godric Gryffindor is acting strange today. He keeps mumbling about the Halloween feast. I'm looking for good scary stories to tell at the Halloween feast. Oh. Hi, Madame Pins. We'd like to check out every book you have on Ragnar, the King of the Goblins. What? There's no reason to take them out all at once. You may have one. When you finish it, you may come back for the next. But we are a bit of a risk. We need to learn everything we can about Ragnar before the feast. The blessed feast is all anyone can talk about. How can you celebrate when there is so much work to do? Just look at this stack I have to put away. And if memory serves, the last time the two of you were here, she left out an enormous pile of books as well. Perhaps we could help you shelve some of these, to make up for the mess she left last time. If we did that, then could we take out all the books we need? Normally I worry you were going to shelve them all in the wrong place, but I'm drowning in work today. I suppose I could use the help. Alright, if you put all this away correctly, you can take out the books you need. Just put them back this time. But I need some more energy for that. Here is one of the great goblins' accomplishments throughout history. Well, Pins wasn't joking. There are a lot of books to put away. QRSTUVW. I'm not good at saying it in English. It seems you are doing a halfway decent job. Blimey, there are so many books. Oh, there's a book on Master Blacksmith. Bet is Ragnar's in there. Where are the shelves, Melody? The stack is endless. No wonder Pins always seems so busy. It makes me nervous to see students touching so many of my precious books. I can't see the books, but I can still carry them. Look out for your chair, Merula. It appears you shelved all the books in the right places and found quite a stack of yourself. I saw you also kept your friend from taking a few nasty spills, which I appreciate. Now, if you will excuse me, I need to double check all the books you have put away, just to be certain. I think we put almost every book in the library that contains any information on Ragnar or the sword. I suppose we need to read them all, so we can figure out how to convince Ragnar to lift your curse. Before you start reading, something is bugging me. I know you were following me before, so I do all the work, and you could try to nick the sword once I found it. But you keep helping me, and I can figure out. Why is it important to you to help me, Swan? I care about you. We have a long and accomplishment history, Merula. I still care about you. If you are suffering, I want to help. If you insist, I really like to get this thing off my face. And I suppose I appreciate all the help I can get. The better start reading if you hope to set things right with Ragnar before the feast. There are so many books and so many different subjects, I just wish I knew where to start. We know Ragnar is driven by revenge. You could start there. Wait, we do. We Snides are experts on curses, so I know when I see one. Before you curse me, I saw it clearly. Regnick is a vengeful spirit. You're saying he cursed you to get back at someone else, but who? Bessel said it is herself. Regnick spent a whole life watching someone else. Wild his perfect creation. That will definitely get under my skin. Godric Gryffindor, of course, hold on. Listen to this book on goblins' property says. By goblin standard, the maker of the item is the rightful owner. The purchaser is only borrowing it. Regnick was expecting to get the sword back, but never did. That could be why he haunts the cemetery. So I'm cursed until Regnick gets the sword back. We have to find the sword. There's no time to go looking for the sword. The feast is supposed to start soon. But if Regnick wants the sword, it's the only way. Not necessarily. If Regnick didn't want the sword anymore, there'd be no reason for you to be cursed. Perhaps if you convince him to let go of his obsession with the sword, that will break the circle. Whatever you plan to break, you better do it fast. My son Dumbledore has asked to see you in his office immediately. Did he say what it is about? Only that he requires an urgent word with you. Well, there you might be minded through the I respect him, and I'm far too busy to play messenger. As for you, Miss Knight, I expect you will stay behind and clean up all these books. Tomorrow found out about the curse, I may already be too late to save the feast. We don't know what he knows, just keep calm and hear him out. You are right, I will go talk to Dumbledore and find out if the feast is still on. Who knows, maybe he wants to help us. Why aren't you in Dumbledore's office yet? You better hurry. I go. Thank you for arriving with such haste, Miss Van. I received troublesome news from my old friend Bathilda Bergschoot. What happened tonight in Godric's Hallow is quite serious. I've been preparing for the feast all week, but I'm afraid I will have to cancel it now, so I can attend to this. Please don't cancel the feast, headmaster. If you will just give me a chance to set things right with Regnick, I know I can do it in time to save the feast. Tell me, Miss Van, why would it allow you to handle this matter in my stead? Because Merula is my friend. No, I want to save the feast for my friends. The Halloween feast is beloved by every student at Hogwarts. I can't let my friends down. Please give me the chance to save the feast for my friends, headmaster. I understand the power of friendship and admire your commitment to the happiness of others. Though we are running low on time, you have convinced me that you may be up to this task. However, tell me your plan first. It is safe and wise. I won't cancel the feast until you have had a chance with Regnick. I need some more energy for that. Regnick won't be easy to deal with. Your approach must come from the heart. All I need is a little time to figure out what to say to Regnick. When dealing with Regnick, you must choose your words wisely. Madame Bergschoot has been helping us. She must think we have a chance. Many who dared to disturb Regnick in the past remain cursed to this day. Regnick is driven by resentment and revenge. You may have more to learn before you can approach Regnick. I plan to convince Regnick to let go of his vengeful attachment to... I couldn't read it fast enough. If you say the wrong thing to Regnick, you risk making matters worse. If I can convince Regnick to let go of his resentment, he may break the curse. Regnick won't be easy to deal with. Your approach must come from the heart. All I need is a little time to figure out what to say to Regnick. And out of energy. When dealing with Ragnar, you must choose your words wisely. Madame Basselt has been helping us. She must think we have a chance. Many who dared to disturb Ragnar in the past remain cursed to this day. Ragnar is driven by resentment and revenge. You may have more to learn before you can approach Ragnar. I plan to convince Ragnar to let go of his vengeful attachment to the sword. If you say the wrong thing to Ragnar, you risk making matters worse. Because Ragnar is driven by revenge, I must convince him to give up his vengeful attachment to the sword. If I can do that, the cycle will be broken, and perhaps the curse will be too. It's a wise plan, and this demonstrates a deep respect and knowledge for your opponent. However, you must remember, both the Halloween feast and Midnight Hells and in the balance. Do not approach Ragnar until you know exactly what must be said. You won't get a second chance. Do you have any suggestion, Professor Dumbledore? I cannot choose your words for you. However, Ragnar is not the only one buried in Godric's Hallow who accomplished great things. Perhaps you need to learn a few lessons from the dead before you can teach them any yourself. And then I'm off to Godric's Hallow again, to set things right and save the feast. I won't let you down. Sage words from Albus Dumbledore led you back to Godric's Hallow, where you must learn a lesson from the dead, Merula's well-being and the Halloween feast, and in the balance, and time is running out. I wouldn't advise leaving quite yet. I will alert you when it's safe. Okay. I hope I will get to finish this. Go on to Godric's Hallow now. Time is of the essence. Merula, I understand wanting to be here for this, but I don't think you would have been safe. I do think you would have been safe at Hogwarts. What? And sit around being babysit by Cooper? No, thank you. I'm here to watch Ragnar get his, or hear him get his, at least. Remember, we're only here to talk to Ragnar. If we can convince him to let go of this attachment to the sword, he may lift your curse, and we will save the feast. So let's head straight to the crypt. We can't just wait. We can't just yet. I still need to figure out what I'm going to say. Dumbledore said I need to learn from the dead before I can teach them any lesson. He also said Ragnar wasn't the only one buried in Godric's Hallow who accomplished great things. I say we charge into the graveyard and demand Ragnar lift the curse, or else. Storming in didn't work last time. This is our last opportunity to save the face, so we need to get it right. Perhaps Dumbledore wants us to talk to one of the ghosts, but which one? If a ghost tries to do anything but reverse my curse, they will face the threat of the most powerful witch at Hogwarts. Incendio. What's all that? Who's that? Is it Ragnar? No, it is Betelda Bergschot. I will bet she knows everyone buried in Godric's Hallow. Perhaps she will know which ghost can help us with Ragnar. Young Swan, was that shooting of fireballs and endangering the whole town? It was me. Don't give Swan credit for me casting. We apologize for the disturbance, Madame Bergschot. We need your help figuring out what to say to Ragnar. Before we needed to learn from something buried in Godric's Hallow, who did great things. Do you know who might have had in mind? There are many prominent wizarding families buried in Godric's Hallow. I'd be happy to discuss them with you, if it will help you break this curse. Dumbledore spoke of someone who accomplishment great things. I've just come from paying my respects to Bowman Wright. Did Dumbledore mean me? I have done great things, though I'm not dead. Did anyone else create something other wizards and wizards might covet? Bowman Wright's grave is one of the oldest in the graveyard. If I were going to steal something else from the graveyard, what would it be? Maybe the person we are looking for has something to do with the sword. Lily and James Potter are buried here as well as several Peverells. Dumbledore spoke of someone who accomplished great things. A devoted Quidditch fan, I visit Bowman Wright's grave regular. Did Dumbledore mean me? I've done great things, though I'm not dead. Did anyone else something other witches and wizards might covet? And out of energy. Bowman Wright is buried here in the Middle Ages. I've always admired him. If I were going to steal something else from the graveyard, what would it be? Maybe the person we are looking for has something to do with the sword. There are several members of Dumbledore's own family buried here. Dumbledore spoke of someone who accomplished great things. I've just come from paying my respects to Bowman Wright. Did Dumbledore mean me? I have done great things, though I'm not dead. So many great families are buried in Godric's Hallow, the Dumbledores, the Peverells and the Potters. But the name that came up most when you were talking, Madame Bachsel, was Bowman Wright. Yes, as a Quidditch fan, I love visiting Bowman's grave whenever I can. After all these years, he is still my favorite celebrity. Do you know what Bowman Wright was famous for? He created the golden snitch? He created the golden snitch, of course. You are quite right, he is the inventor of the golden snitch. I've read several chapters on Bowman Wright and the snitch myself, and find his craftsmanship inspiring. The golden snitch is one of the few perfect creations in the wizarding world, best on for all to enjoy. See if Ragnar were more like Wright, the Snides would have had the sword years ago. Wait, Merula, you are a genius. I know. If Wright cursed everyone who tried to use the snitch, we couldn't know anything about it or him. He wouldn't be beloved, and Matilda never would have written about him. Correct. A true legend is made by inspiring those who come after you. They tell your story and it grows. Wright's brilliance and the perfection of the snitch live on because Wright shared his creation. Perhaps that's the angle we can take with Ragnar, his legacy. Head to the graveyard now and see if we can convince Ragnar that his legacy is at stake. If we can, perhaps he will give up his attachment to the sword and lift the curse in time to save the feast. What are you waiting for? We've got a goblin to yell at. Ragnar, king of the goblins, we have come to speak with you, but we do not seek your sword. We've come to talk about your legacy. Pede Puna Claudo. My legacy, you say? I'm glad to hear you have given up your foolish regrets for the sword. And I hope your friend is enjoying her new outlook on life. Keep talking, you slug. That way I will know exactly where to point my wand. Don't forget, challenging me didn't work out very well for you in the past. Merula, stop, Ragnar. We aren't here to fight. We're here to warn you. You may be wearing your own kind of blindfold. What's that supposed to mean? I see my pet with total clarity. Exactly. You are so focused on the sword, you can't see what truly matters. What could possibly matter more than the sword? I will explain. Hopefully you will see why you must give up your vengeful attachment to the sword. But I need some more energy for that. Your sword should be used in epic battles, not hidden away. If no one ever wields the Sword of Gryffindor again, it will be forgotten. My desire for the sword has occupied my mind for many years. The crypt is so old, Ragnar has been at this a very long time. He forgot a perfect sword. The world should know. Your legacy is tied to the sword. Describe his expression to me. Does he look afraid? He should be. Instead of punishing those who seek the sword, you could celebrate them. Maybe while he distracted, I can sneak into the crypt and take a look for myself. And out of energy. Your sword should be used in epic battles, not hidden away. If no one ever wields the Sword of Gryffindor again, it will be forgotten. The crypt is so old, Ragnar has been at this a very long time. My desire for the sword has occupied my mind for many, many years. Your legacy is tied to the sword. Describe his expression to me. Does he look afraid? He should be. I'm going to buy some more energy. I'm afraid otherwise I won't finish this side quest. You forgot that perfect sword. The world should know. Instead of punishing those who seek the world, you could celebrate them. Your sword should be used in epic battles, not hidden away. Maybe while he is distracted, I can sneak into the crypt and take a look for myself. If no one ever wields the Sword of Gryffindor again, it will be forgotten. My desire for the sword has occupied my mind for many years. The crypt is so old, Ragnar has been at it this a very long time. Describe his expression to me. Does he look afraid? He should be. You forgot a perfect sword. The world should know. You're saying I should allow great witches and wizards to use my sword in their adventures? The way my legacy will grow with each new accomplishment is an intriguing idea. If no one ever wields your sword, Ragnar, all memories of you and the sword perfection will fade. I do like the idea of living on the sword's many victories. It's a very good sword. That's why, instead of pinning those who seek the sword, you should let them pursue it in peace. After all, they will be the ones who make sure stories of the swords continues to be told in the years to come. Ah, I see what you meant before. I was so fixed on the restaurant I held it in life, I lost sight of what truly matters. Thank you, homage, for helping me see the true value of my perfect creation lies in its use. Does it mean you will lift the curse? I understand why you want to protect the sword, but this wish tried to steal it. Tell me, why is it so important to you that I help this diving young witch? If I save her, I save the feast. If I save her, our school's annual Halloween feast will be saved. The whole school is counting on me, and I don't want to let them down. I see. Well, you helped me preserve my legacy, so I will help you save your feast. Alright, I will lift the curse as well as those of all who came before. A lot of my witches and wizards are going to have an unexpectedly good Halloween. I can see. You're welcome. Now leave me alone. We did it. Almost. We broke the curse, but we have to hurry back to Hogwarts. The feast schedules to start any minute. Dumbledore needs to know that we succeed. The feast is to go on. Please come and speak with me as soon as you can. Professor Dumbledore, thank you for meeting me. I have to tell you everything that happened in Godric's Hallow. I assume from the look on your face that you have good news. It's better than I imagined. I only hope that I'm not too late to save the feast. I have been meaning to discuss that with you. After everything that happened, I had to give a lot of thought, and I arrived at a difficult decision. Oh, Headmaster, you can't cancel the feast, not after everything we have been through. Perhaps you should let me explain. I know I'm late, and I know I've done wrong, but please hear me out. I'm sure I can change your mind. I appreciate your passion to protect the school's feast. Please, this one is of the most important nights of the year. You know when he broke several school rules. The Halloween feast is one of the most beloved celebrations at Hogwarts. Merula will always have problems, but tonight we solved one together. Professor Dumbledore has all of Bacteria Bessel books. The Halloween feast is a personal favorite of mine as well. I'm pleased to know how much this feast means to you. My friends love the feast, and they had nothing to do with this. Perhaps we broke a few rules, but think of all the good things we did in the end. I appreciate your passion to protect the school feast. You can't punish the whole school for something I did. You knowingly broke several school rules. We didn't find the sword, but at least it wasn't stolen. Please, this one is of the most important nights of yours. The Halloween feast is one of the most beloved celebrations in Hogwarts. Moon and I will always have problems, but tonight we solve one together. And out of energy. But again, I'm going to buy some. This Halloween feast is a personal favorite of mine as well. Professor Dumbledore is old Matilda Bechel's book. I'm pleased to know how much the feast means to you. Thank you for explaining to me how much the Halloween feast means to you and your friends. I appreciate how important your beloved tradition is to you. But by breaking countless school rules, you and Miss Swan did put that beloved tradition at risk. And as you said, you also saved many wizards and wishes from what might been a lifelong curse. You put others before yourself and you remain committed to your task in the face of great adventures. I'm proud of you, Miss Swan. You promised me you would be able to set things right, and you have. Thank you for having faith in me, Professor Dumbledore. But the feast. As to the feast, as I said before, it was a difficult decision. You and Miss Knight made several grave errors of judgment in trying to seek the Sword of Gryffindor. But I believe a great victory is cause for celebration, so the Halloween feast will go on as planned. It will? That's wonderful news. And you don't look as relieved as I would expect. It's great news, Professor Dumbledore, but I do wonder, if the sword wasn't in Godric's Hallow, where is it? I will venture to say the Sword of Gryffindor is quite safe for now, and it will reveal itself when needed. Because of your efforts, you know what great witch or wizard may one day wield it. In part thanks to you. You really think so? We can discuss the future another day. For now you better hurry on to the Great Hall. There's a gift waiting for you at the Halloween feast, and your friends are all eager to celebrate. The Halloween feast has started. Come join us and receive your gift. I tried to dress as Puffkins, I tried to dress a pumpkin as a ghost, and let me tell you, they don't like it. The pumpkin looks familiar. Halloween is quite heartwarming, don't you think? Hi, Penny. I heard you from Dumbledore's office as fast as I could. Did I miss anything? You are just in time for the Halloween feast, Melody. And look, I have a surprise for you. I wanted to thank you for saving the feast, and since you were running a little late, I carved your pumpkin for you, following your stencil, just like you wanted it. It's floating up with the others. Oh, nice. I was right before. Agnes beard was delightful challenging. Thank you, Penny. It was the least I could do after all you've been through. You only saved the beloved Hogwarts tradition. You broke another ancient curse, not bad for a day's work. But I wonder, now that you have lifted Merula's curse, do you think she will try to steal the sword again? I think she still would, actually. Of course she will. Merula will always be Merula, but Dumbledore assured me the Sword of Gryffindor is safe. It's shocking to think you could go through all that and not change at all, but I think you may be right. There's a whole Halloween feast laid out, and you two still have nothing better to do than talk about me. We're discussing whether or not what happened in Godric's Hollow might have changed you at all. Why do I need to change? Swan and I beat Ragnar. We won. Well, we talked to him. We did not beat him. She didn't say you needed to change necessarily. I just felt you might have learned something from your experience. You know, I actually came over to give Swan a gift. But before I do, I want to know exactly what you think I should have learned. What matters is that everyone's safe and the sword is where it should be. Your quest to be the most powerful knight did get you into a lot of trouble. I said thank you to Swan, didn't I? I must have. If I didn't, And just glad everything worked out. Friends stick together, Merula. Right, Melody? Maybe next year you will leave the Sword of Gryffindor alone. No bets this year. Maybe next year I will bring my own. Melody worked quite hard to help you, despite all chaos you caused. I can't help if I am the best. This feast looks even better than last year. I'm going to eat a bit of everything. What matters is that the sword is safe, and the sword is where it should be. Your quest to be the most powerful knight did get you into a lot of trouble. If it weren't for the trouble I caused, we wouldn't have helped all those people. I'm just glad everything worked out. Secretly, I'm curious to how many people we helped, because the only one we know of that we helped is Merula. We don't know how many others he has cursed. Friends stick together, right? Merula, right, Melody? I suppose what Son said to Ragnar make a little sense. Maybe next year you will leave the Sword of Gryffindor alone. I said thank you to Son, didn't I? I must have, even if I didn't mean to. No bets this year. Maybe next year I will bring my own. I can't help if I'm the best. This feast looked even better than yesterday. I'm going to eat a bit of everything. What matters is that everyone is safe and the sword is where it should be. Melody worked quite hard to help you, despite all chaos you caused. If it weren't for the trouble I caused, we wouldn't have helped all these people. And out of energy. I'm just glad everything worked out. Your quest to be the most powerful knight did you get into a lot of trouble. Suppose what Son said to Ragnar made a little sense. Friends stick together, Merula. Right, Melody? I said thank you to Son, didn't I? I must have, even if I didn't. I meant to. No bets this year. Maybe next year I will bring my own. I can't help if I'm the best. Maybe next year you will leave the Sword of Gryffindor alone. Fine, you've made your point. Swan stayed committed to save the feast and to helping me. And I suppose it's true, I may have some issues with my friends, but it shouldn't turn on my friends. So you are no longer planning to steal the sword? I didn't say that, but then again, who, why do I need to be the most powerful knight? I'm already the most powerful witch at Hogwarts. How many smiles can say that? Anyway, before this gets too soapy, I got you something, or brought you something. It's from Matilda's Beckles. A signed copy of History of Magic. She wrote a note in it to Bellady, who knows the importance of history, whatever that means. Thank you, Merula. Now I will always remember tonight. Alright, let's get on with it and raise a glass to the most powerful witch at Hogwarts. Perhaps you should toast to Bellady, who saved Merula and the Halloween feast. I wonder we might meet in the middle. The feast is about coming together in the spirit of Halloween after all. How about we toast up to a brilliant Halloween, one full of ghosts, graveyards, goblins, and ghastly curses. I like that. I can live with it too, for now. Cheers! Does the book lie in our room? I will start this video soon. There's the book. And I give some paper. Nice. So then this was the side quest. Thank you all for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And then I hope to see you back in my next video. Maybe until then. Bye.